Michael McKee joins us now here at the desk, our international policy and economics correspondent. So, Mike, what do we know from the Supreme Court? This is a decision that's only temporary until they hear the case in January.
Well, basically what it is without saying so directly, they're denying Donald Trump's request for a stay on the lower court decision that keeps her in her position. Basically, the Supreme Court is saying that the application is deferred pending an oral argument in January of 2026. So basically, they're saying you cannot fire her until we hear more in January of 2026. And so it looks like that case is going to go to the court. It doesn't say that they have granted cert here, but it does sound like they want to hear more about it.
It is a rare loss for the administration in front of this court. I think Greg Storr, our Supreme Court reporter, put out a story a few weeks ago saying at that point, the Trump administration had either won or not lost 19 out of 21 shadow docket cases. So it is slightly surprising that they wouldn't allow him to do this.
Well, not as surprising, because they did carve out in the Wilcox case an exception for the Fed, saying it was a quasi-private organization that had a long tradition in the United States. And so there was some feeling that they might give the Federal Reserve a slightly different view in terms of the president's authority over the governors. They have not decided that authority yet, but they have put off a decision on it, which means, in effect, she keeps her job at least through January of 2026. And then I would imagine longer, because if they do oral arguments and grant certiorari and take the case, then it will go into the probably June or July release of the final orders by the court.
And just quickly, just to clarify, the Supreme Court remains open. The federal court system remains open for business amidst this shutdown.
That is correct. The Supreme Court is funded by non-appropriated funds and can keep operating because it doesn't need the essentially permission to spend money from the Congress. But the lower court systems do. They run similarly, but they do run out of money. It is possible that they will have to cut back on some of their activities, but that's down the road.
And the Fed, as you were telling me this morning as well, is self-funded, so they
stay open, and you don't have to worry about that.
All right, Michael McKee, our international policy and economics correspondent.